So Kamaru Usman beats Colby Covington via 5 rounds TKO victory. It was a very competitive fight, and one thing that actually excited me about the fight was the fact that it was a stand-up fight. Initially, when I heard that them two were fighting, I thought it would actually become a wrestling match or ground and pound where they both would actually try to actually submit one another. But surprisingly, when the fight actually happened, both of them were actually fighting stand up, which actually surprised me. When I first saw the fight, the first round I actually gave it to Colby, and the second and the third round I actually gave it to Usman, and the fourth round I actually gave it to Colby. So the fifth round, everything was actually going into that fifth round. You had the sense of anticipation when you went into the fifth round that the fifth round was the most important round of the fight, and it actually turned out to be that way because obviously Usman, if he didn't actually stop Colby in the fifth round, um, it's more than likely that he would have lost the actual fight because Colby was ahead in most of the scorecards. One thing that disappointed me was the fact that Colby lost because I actually wanted to see him fight Masvidal after this particular fight, but obviously now Colby has lost. There seems to be still some bad blood between the two. Obviously Masvidal responded to Colby online, but my thing is, I don't think Colby is going to fight Masvidal straight away. Obviously, he's coming off a loss. He's got broken jaw. He broke his jaw in the third round. He's going to need that to heal up before he can fight again. So the fight with Masvidal is probably on hold for now. It's probably something that can happen in the future because there's some history between the two. But it could be a chance that Usman actually fights Masvidal, which could actually happen. But I actually think Usman actually said that he wants to fight Leon Edwards after this particular fight. He believes that he deserves the title shot for the welterweight title. But as for the fight itself, obviously it was a little bit of a dirty fight. There was a low blow when Colby actually hit Usman actually low. But when you look at the replay of the particular fight, it looked like it hit his thighs. It didn't actually hit him too low. It sort of reminds me of the Amir Khan fight when Terence Crawford hit Amir Khan supposedly low. But when you look at the rematch, when you look at the replay, it looked like it hit him on the thighs. That particular kick. There was also two eye pokes. Obviously, Colby had poked Usman in the eye, and obviously Usman actually returned the favor. Obviously, this I don't think this was intentional. It's just something that happens, but it just shows you how engrossed they both were in the actual game, and they were doing everything they could to actually win the actual fight. One thing that surprised me was in the corner, Colby's coach actually told him to actually wrestle with Usman. For some reason, he didn't listen to his coach's advice, and before he said that, I was actually telling my friend, why doesn't he try wrestle him? Because obviously in the stand-up department, it's quite competitive. But my friend actually said to me that Usman is known as a great wrestler, and if you look at his last fight against Tyrone Woodley, he managed to actually outstrength the guy and outmuscle him. So it might not have been a good tactic to take it to the ground, but it might have been something that might have been worth doing in the fifth round because if Colby was ahead on all of the scorecards, if he took it to the ground, I don't think Usman would have been able to stop him. In terms of where this both of them go from here, I think Usman, if he wants to fight Masvidal, that's a legit good fight. That's a true 50-50 fight between Masvidal and Usman. But Usman can also said that he wanted to fight Leon Edwards, and there's also other good fights on the card. Maybe he could fight Stephen Thompson or maybe another opponent. There's many fights that you could potentially have. So it's quite an interesting division. The welterweight division is stacked. As for Colby, even though he talked a lot of trash before the fight, I think it's hard to deny that he's not a talent, and he's a really tough guy. Even after the fight got stopped, even with a broken jaw hanging, he still wanted to keep going. So it just shows how much heart Colby's got as a fighter. Regardless of the trash that he talks, you can't deny that he's not a good fighter. And I think this is one of them 50-50 fights that if they fought 10 times, Colby probably would have won 5 times out of the 10. So they could easily rematch in terms of this fight in the future because it was such an entertaining fight. I'm just surprised that both of them are wrestlers. They never went to the ground. It was a stand-up fight, even though both of them are not really known to be stand-up fighters. This fight was just full of surprises, and both of them were so well matched in terms of their records. They both only had one submission loss coming into this particular fight, and just one of them interesting fights that I wouldn't mind seeing again. So a very entertaining main event and the UFC card in general was one of the best UFC cards that I've ever seen in my life. It's right up there. So yeah, very entertaining fight. I'm probably gonna rewatch it because it was so entertaining. One of the best fights I've seen in a long time, and I'm gonna be surprised. I'm gonna be very intrigued to see where both of their careers go from now. Usman is a problem. He's shown now that he's got the ability to stand up and fight, and he's also got the ability to wrestle as well. He's got good kicks as well. Both of them. The fight was almost like a mirror match because they were so both like so well rounded, and both cancelled each other out in terms of their talent. So it's a really good fight, and I think there should be a rematch because it was so entertaining. But that's my thoughts on the fight. Subscribe to the channel below, and obviously like this video, and hopefully I've got more content for you in the future. Peace out.